Hello, hello. Oh boy, here we go. Okay, so today we have the Glamlite Kisses collection. This is just the milk chocolate palette. This is a collab they did with Hershey's. And let me tell y'all, please confirm down below. I have seen these Hershey palettes at the TJ Maxx, at the Marshalls, at the Ross, at all these places for the past year and a half. I've been seeing them on sale for the past year and a half, and they are still on sale. I'm still finding them. I'm guessing this collection wasn't very popular. I guessed that the population. I guess that the collaboration wasn't very popular because of the shape of the palette. It's kind of hard to store. Maybe there wasn't a lot of nostalgia for Hershey's Kisses. So I was like, okay, I get it, food palettes aren't for everyone. So that's what I just kind of assumed that it was. So I saw this Hershey's palette at my TJ Maxx when I went to recently. And as we can see here in the back, because the prices are still on it, I got mine for $3. $3 I found it at the TJ Maxx. So for $3, I was like, okay, you know what? For $3, I will try this Glamlite Hershey's palette. I don't know, maybe I'll like it. So I was like, that's so weird that this one is priced at $3 and the other ones were still priced at $7. I was like, ooh, maybe someone made a mistake. Ooh, I'm gonna take advantage of this, y'all. I'm gonna save $4 at this TJ Maxx because I bought it at $3. So I grabbed this, put it in my cart, and bought this for $3. You can see on the back here, it's not a sticker, it's actually part of the packaging. You can kind of see the shades and you can tell that, okay, it's giving a neutral vibe. You have all this information in the back, and I just love the packaging. Glamlite does such a good job with the way their palettes look and the packaging. It's always giving 100. So this is the little package, right? And so you can see here in the corners that there's a tearaway. You can rip this open and to get to your palette. I did not know you didn't need to do that. So you can see here, it's got the zip lock function, right? This lock function. I thought that in order for this palette to be opened, you had to rip it. You don't have to do that. It literally just opens up top. You don't have to rip this part open. This literally just, it opens up top and you can pull out the palette. Y'all, when I saw that, I was like, oh no. I bought, most likely, an open, touched palette. That's why this palette was $3. I didn't realize that you didn't have to rip this open. I thought maybe it had dropped and they saw it drop and they're like, oh fudge, we're gonna have to discount it now because we dropped it and we don't know what the palette looks like. No, y'all, it was open. It had already been opened. And it's literally just a little ziploc function. Tearing this doesn't open the bag. It just tears it. It literally is just a little ziploc function. So that was my bad. And I did not notice, of course, until I purchased it and brought it home. So this is, right here, we're looking at the palette. It's a cute little palette. It's a cute idea. You can see here, you can see my camera there. It's reflective. It says Kisses. It's the milk chocolate palette. Turn it around. There's more information right there. I love this little, I love it, but I'm also kind of like, why? Because it's going to get dirty. It's got this little, piece of fabric right here, just like an original Hershey's Kiss. And of course, I grew up eating a lot of little Hershey's Kisses. I have Hershey's Kisses right now on my desk. I love Hershey's Kisses, but like everyone else, I kind of just saw the shape of this palette, and I was like, I don't know if that's for me. I don't particularly like this shape. It's going to be hard to store. And as much as I love the idea of putting this in a bag, just like you would with real chocolates, it's literally just a little plastic bag, but I guess that makes it easier to throw away. So here is the moment of truth. $3, I opened it up. So it opens like this. There's a mirror right here. You can see a mirror right here. And there is a little sheet, and it's got numbers on it. So it's just numbered. You have there is a mirror in here. There's a mirror right there. And these are the shades that are inside. Unfortunately for me, y'all, it had fallen. Someone did drop it. I couldn't see any swatches on the other ones. I'm hoping it was dropped because this shade right here was completely destroyed. It was completely destroyed. It was completely gone. There was nothing to do. I pressed it back in as best as I could, but this shade arrived broken. That was my bad. I did not realize that this palette had most likely already been opened or at least already dropped. It was damaged from the moment I bought it, and that's why it was $3. So just, if you see something on a super good deal at these places, especially for makeup, just know your palette could be damaged. So it does lay flat all the way down, so that is nice. You can do that, or you can have it does hold up on its own. So that's really cool. That does hold up on its own, so it's that way. Yeah, either way, and then it can lay flat down. So that's really cool to have. And I was like, okay, okay, maybe this won't be too bad. I was really interested in these two shades right here. Okay, y'all. This is the issue that we always have with the Glamlite palettes. This was a fail. It was a fail. I think the mattes in here aren't too bad. I think the mattes performed pretty well. Ultimately, they did look kind of almost like dirt on my eyes. Like, they didn't really blend beautifully, but they weren't the worst, especially for $3. But I am a shimmer girl, and these shimmers did not work. These shimmers did not pass the vibe check. They did not pass. I'm not keeping this palette. I thought about maybe, I'm like, okay, well, maybe if just half, if 3 of them would work, maybe I'll keep it. I can't keep it, y'all. So I'm not going to swatch these on my hand. Because if I swatch them on my hand, and I did that mistake, I swatched this one when I was pressing it in. I'm like, oh my god, it's beautiful. I'm probably going to end up keeping this palette. It's so gorgeous. Oh my god. And then I put it on my eye. And it was so incredibly underwhelming. And it was no shimmer. And it was so sad. It was sad. Thankfully, I don't feel like I really wasted my money for $3. I'm like, it's alright. So I'm going to swatch. I'm going to do this. Okay, so I have a flat one because I like to use flatter brushes for my shimmers. So on this side, I'm going to do this shade. And of course it's crumbly because it's broken. But this is the brush. It doesn't really pick up the best. But I'm going to use this to try and swatch it. Because it will swatch better on my hand than it does on my eyes. That level of pigment of shimmer doesn't happen on the eyes. What I get is mostly what you see down here, which is not much. It was just like a slight shimmer, and it felt like such a waste. Next I'm going to go over here to this one over here. It was also really helpful for this one, because it looks like the silver of a quarter. Oh god, there's nothing on that. Let's try again. This is the other side. Let's see if we can focus on that. There is almost nothing on this brush. There's like nothing on this brush. Do you see that? You guys saw me go into here, right? Like, y'all saw me. Let me go back in. And I'm actually accidentally kind of... I got a little more. But it's not that much more. Do you see? So I got a little bit more. Let's start from the bottom up. Nothing. Nothing. Yes, girl, give us nothing. It is incredibly light. It's not, again, not my fantasy. I like a very strong, shiny, like, I want you to know that I'm wearing shimmer and sparkle on my eyes. Like, I ain't trying to hide it. So this was not for me. I was most hopeful for this brown over here, because it's like this purple gray brown I really like. And that wasn't too bad. I thought that blended out pretty well. But like I said, it kind of, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, it's kind of patchy, right? Like, it looks like dirt. This is just a Morphe brush. So let's pretend this is my eye. Let's do circles, maybe. I don't know if you can kind of see that patchiness, right? Like, it looked very bizarre. Like, you see some areas here where I'm like, okay, that's not too bad. It looks nicely blended out. But then, what in the hell is all this? What? Okay, let me just so y'all don't say, like, you didn't do it right. Okay. And then let's go into this dark brown. Just for fun. I'm just gonna dip into this dark brown. Let's put that at the end here. Let's just pretend that's my eye. Like, it's just kind of weird. Like, we would call that patchy, right? Like, it's not blending out very well. It's just weird. It's weird. I don't know. This palette's not for me. This palette has been out for a while now, and you see it in stores all the time. Maybe this is a good little gift palette for perhaps someone younger or someone who doesn't wear makeup too often. Maybe he's just starting off in makeup, just so they can have something, you know, kind of okay, kind of cheap to play around with while they're learning. But y'all, I can't recommend this to you guys. Like, this is, I can see why this has been in stores for the past year and a half. It's a pass and it's a no for me.